Hi, I'm Patrick Fulop. This is Effective Martial Arts. In this quick words of wisdom lesson, the fundamentals of how to set and achieve goals. Now, as martial artists, our objective is to improve. We want to reach self-mastery. And the idea is to apply all the skills that we develop in our martial arts practice, such as goal setting, discipline, and perseverance, and apply these to all the other aspects of our lives, ultimately to eventually reach our full potential. So the steps I'm going to outline in this little lesson are obviously applied to your martial arts training, but also to any other goal that you have set for yourself. Now, I didn't invent any of these theories. I gathered them from many different sources, some of which I'm going to cite in this video, and there's also some links in the description below. But what I did basically is to try to sum it all up, to really give you the essentials to get you started on your path toward goal setting and achievement. So here it goes. Step number 1 for goal setting and achievement is to feel good now, and always keep on feeling better. The idea is that it's going to be hard for you to work towards the attainment of your goals, or even to start thinking about positive goals, if you are tired, depressed, anxious, overwhelmed, or if you feel unhealthy. So you should always start by taking time for yourself. Make sure to eat well every single day, exercise regularly so your body is top shape, allow yourself enough time for quality sleep, learn regularly, put good information in your mind so you feel good. Spend quality time with your loved ones, do fun activities that you enjoy. This will really put you in the right state of mind to get ready to achieve more. So step number 1 is to feel good now. Step number 2 is to appreciate what you have. So by focusing on the good things in your life, on the positive, this is really the best way to attract more favorable events, circumstances, and people that will help you move forward. It's also a great way to feel better. You will feel better if you focus on the positive, and you will notice more opportunities, whereas otherwise you might see problems. You'll develop a can-do attitude if you always cultivate appreciation. And the interesting thing is that everyone has something they can be thankful for in their lives. It could be your health, having a great family, or just the fact of having a roof over your head or a meal on your table. In your martial arts training, we'll take time to appreciate the progress that you did so far. It'll help you put you in the right mindset to want to do more. And a quick trick for that is just a couple minutes in the morning, a couple minutes in the evening. Take a moment to do a mental list of all the good things in your life that you can be appreciative of, and focus on the feeling of appreciation. This will really help you move forward towards goal setting and achievement. So step number 2 is to appreciate what you have. And step number 3 is a big one. This is really the bulk of the matter. Step number 3 is to visualize what you want. So, in order to do that, the first step is to clearly define what it is that you want. So in all aspects of your life. So be it health and fitness, where you want to be, in terms of martial arts training, what's your ideal, also in terms of professional success, family, education, social status, material possessions, success in general, whatever it is, you should be clearly defining where you want to be in all those aspects. And once you've clarified that, you need to put pen to paper. So write those goals down, rewrite them, organize your list, prioritize your list until you have a clearly defined list of goals in all aspects. And once that's the case, you want to put that list or those goals, at least the most important ones, in a very visible place that you can see every day. So for me, what works for me is that in my home office, I have what I call a thinking wall. So basically it's an entire wall that I can write on with dry erase marker. And I have my vision on top that I have for myself and for our organization. And my goals are there year round. So every time I step into my office, I look at those goals and I'm forced to think about them. And it puts me in the right mind track to get to work for the day. So for you, it could be a similar strategy, or you could write them down on your bathroom mirror, on your car visor, on your computer desktop background, or on the background on your phone. Whatever works for you so that you can see your goals every single day. And that brings us to the next sub-step, which is once you have your goals written down, you have them in a visible place, you need to be thinking about those goals on a regular, ongoing basis. You need to picture the desired outcome of having reached that goal clearly in your mind. This is the principle of first creation. So Basically, everything that exists in the world today has first been created in someone's mind before it became a reality. The best example for this is think about a house. You wouldn't go ahead and buy materials and start building a house from scratch. No, you need to do detailed plans beforehand. Everything's measured out, everything's laid out on the plan, and then you get to work. Same thing for your goals in your life and your ideal life. It needs to be a clear mental image before it can become a reality. So you want to picture that image clearly in your mind, and specifically, you want to focus on the feeling that you would have if you would already reached that goal. So you want to develop excitement, anticipation, and build your motivation towards reaching that goal. Another way to put it is to focus on the why of reaching that goal. So what are your underlying motivations? So if it's to be an awesome martial artist, well, why do you want that? Is it because you want to build your confidence, you want to feel more powerful, or you want to be in a position where you can help other people? What is your underlying motivation in terms of feelings? And really focus on that feeling and amplify it. This will really increase your want and your desire and your motivation to reach your goal. So always focus on the feeling, clear image, positive feeling. And then you also need to make it believable. So sometimes when you think about a goal, you might have a bad feeling associated with it. And sometimes that's because the goal is a little bit out of reach or out of your belief stage at this point. For example, if you're just starting out in your martial arts training and you're thinking about becoming a black belt, well, sometimes you might doubt your ability to do so. You might say, oh, well, I don't know if I can commit for that long, or I don't know if I can train that hard, or I'm already so old, or I'm still so young. And that means that you have doubt of your ability to reach that goal, and you're not focusing on a good feeling, and that will prevent you from reaching that goal. So what you do simply is to set an intermediate goal, something that's a little bit closer to you that you can believe in. And when you reach that small goal, you will increase your belief in your ability to reach bigger and bigger goals. So that's really your method. In the same line of thought, having a timeline for your goals is good, but you shouldn't be too attached to it. Because if you start getting close to the deadline you set for the reaching of your goal, and you notice that you're probably not going to get it, or it's not going to come in time, again, you might develop bad feelings and lower your belief, and that will hinder your ability to reach that goal. So timelines, okay, but don't be too attached to it. You need to ideally have 100% excitement for the goal, so you need to be amped up and really have high emotion towards it, and at the same time have 100% belief in your ability to reach that goal. So that's step number 3. Visualize what you want. Clearly define it, write it down, put it somewhere you can see, picture the outcome in your mind, and focus on the feeling you would have if you haven't already reached it, and develop 100% belief and 100% excitement towards that goal. So that's step number 3. Now step number 4 should be a logical consequence of step number 3, but still it's worth mentioning. Step number 4 is to take action. So a goal without a plan and without action steps is just a dream. You need to plan your goal, so determine what you need to do in what order towards the reaching of your goal, and then prioritize that plan. Find out what is the one thing that you should be doing at this moment to get you closer to your goal. That is a great book, by the way, by one Gary Keller. It's called The One Thing, the link in the description below. And what he says basically is that at every point in every aspect of your life, always ask yourself, what is the one thing that I can do such that by doing it, it would make everything else either easier or unnecessary? So think about that. And once you determine that, you need to get to work on that one thing. Another way to put it is always ask yourself, what is the most productive use of my time right now? And sometimes that is to get to work on your most important task. Sometimes it's to eat. Sometimes it's to sleep. It's to rest. Sometimes it's just to relax and watch a movie. But in any case, once you've determined what you should be doing at this moment, you need to do it now. Get to it. Stop procrastinating. Cool trick that I have personally for that is on my phone background, I have 3 words. It says, do it now. So every time I look at my phone, I'm reminded to get started and to move and to get into that action habit to get me closer to my goals. There's a saying that goes, an object in motion tends to remain in motion. So you want to kill that initial inertia and get the ball rolling. Good example in terms of martial arts training, well, the hardest part in many cases is to get to your training, is to get off the couch and start moving. So just give yourself that mental kick in the butt and get moving, get into gear. And this is a very, very important step towards reaching your goal. So do it now. Take action. There's a saying that goes, procrastination is the enemy of success. So step number 4, take action. And step number 5, very important as well, is to follow through with perseverance. So a lot of people know what they want. A lot of people get started towards the reaching of their goals, but very few people reach success in any particular area. So the difference, in many cases, is the ones who do achieve simply refuse to give up, no matter the obstacles. So if you have a significant goal for yourself, something that's worth doing, there will be obstacles in your way. Otherwise, if there's no obstacles, a goal without obstacles is just an activity. By definition, it's going to be hard. So you need to expect that off the get-go. Know that there will be obstacles towards the reaching of your goal. There will be delays. There will be people trying to slow you down or hurt you. There will be unfavorable circumstances that you need to overcome. And if you know that right before you start, you have much better chances of success. Another way to put it is to blend persistence with experimentation. So in other words, you don't want to bang your head against the wall constantly. If you notice something is not working towards the reaching of your goal, you try and you quote unquote fail, well, just learn from your mistakes and try a different approach. The best example for this is that let's say you're on your way to a destination in your car and you encounter a roadblock sign. You obviously wouldn't just stop and camp there, would you? Nor would you turn around and go back home. No, you take a detour and keep going towards your destination. So that's what you need to do in terms of reaching your goals. In your martial arts training, you will have pain. It will be tough to train at some points. Sometimes you will fall down. You will need to get back up. And that's the same thing in all other areas as well. So blend persistence with experimentation. Be focused and committed to your goal, but not necessarily to the methods to get there. Learn from your mistakes, take them as valuable learning opportunities, and keep moving towards your goals with different methods. There's another saying that goes that's very good as well to help illustrate that, is the difference between the master and the beginner is that the master has simply failed more times than the beginner has even tried. So keep that in mind and follow through with perseverance. So those are the 5 steps towards goal setting and achievement. Now, for you to be able to apply these on a regular, ongoing basis, here are 2 kind of bonus steps that will help you stay in the right mindset and keep moving forward. So bonus number 1 is thought management. So first off, congratulations on watching this video up until now. You have effectively focused on positive information that will help you set goals for yourself and work towards their achievement. And I hope you get started on that direction. But considering this information once is really not enough. You need to come back to it over and over again. So through this video and through the resources I'm going to recommend, and there are many other resources as well that you should consider. The reason is if you stop thinking about that, you will naturally come back to your old habit patterns and stop thinking about your goals. For your goals to become a reality, like we said in step number 3, you need to be thinking about them constantly, over and over again. There's a saying that goes, you become what you think about most of the time. So you need to be constantly reminding yourself. And the best way that I've found to do that is to constantly be absorbing information about goal setting, personal development, and success. Specifically through books. So I'm going to recommend a couple right here, my personal favorites, and you should be looking for books in the same subject matter. There are tons of resources out there. So reading books every day is super important. Non-fiction books that will teach you things, and you want to read these books over and over again. It's not like a novel that you read for fun. It's books that you study and that you come back to regularly. So some of my personal favorites, firstly, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. I encourage you to check that out. Great strategies about personal leadership and management, and also how to interact with other people to reach your goals. So The 7 Habits. Secondly, The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz. Great book about attitude and also goal setting and achievement. So check that out. And lastly, I'd recommend any audio or written program by Brian Tracy or Anthony Robbins. They do great stuff, they're great speakers and great teachers of this information. By the way, that reminds me, reading books is great, so the written word, but also a great strategy to absorb more information on a regular basis is to listen to audiobooks or audio programs. You can do that when you're driving in your car, when you're working out at the gym, or when you're doing brainless house chores. So you always should be listening to information every single day, and that'll keep your mind on the right track towards goal setting and achievement. And specifically, material about personal development is really the underlying subject matter that allows you to move forward in any other field that you choose. So that's very important. Carefully monitor your thoughts and always be absorbing good information, and it can be the same information over and over again, about goal setting daily. So bonus number 1, thought management. And bonus number 2 is to associate with the right people. So this will be a big determining factor in your level of success. Attitude is contagious. So you should always be associating with other like-minded, positive, goal-oriented people, and a good variety in people that will enrich your life. So there are 2 basic categories of people that you need to associate with if you want to reach your goals. The first one is to associate with people who have already achieved what you want. This will, one, you can learn from these people and apply the same strategies to apply the same things in your life. And also it will increase your belief that it is possible because you will witness other people who have done it. So depending on what you're setting out to achieve, if you want to be an awesome martial artist, well, you should be associating with people who know something about martial arts. Same thing if you want to be a great business person, well, learn from people who have built awesome businesses. Same thing if you want to be a great musician, a chef, whatever you set out to do, find people who have done it and associate with them. Now, associating physically with these people is best, of course, but you can also do it through technology, like we're doing now. We're associating together, you're benefiting from my experience, and I do this all the time with all kinds of successful people. So through technology is good, and even people who aren't alive anymore, you can still associate to them through books. So biographies and autobiographies of people who have reached a level of success that you desire. You can associate with these people, even if they're dead, through the books that they leave behind. Lastly, it's the best case scenario is if you can find a teacher or a coach or a mentor who is on a higher level than you and who can teach you and provide feedback on your execution to really cut your learning curve to get towards the reaching of your goals. So first category of people, people who have reached the level of success that you want. And the second category of people that you should associate with on a regular basis are people who are also trying to accomplish the same thing than you, who are on the same level, a little bit above, a little bit below. But by associating with these people, you will really increase your enthusiasm and motivation that it is possible to reach that goal, and you can share your experiences and you can help each other out. So a good example, if you want to be a great martial artist, so yeah, you find people who are already very good in the martial arts, but also associating with people who are on the same path than you will make the journey much, much more enjoyable. So bonus number 2 is to associate with the right people. And that's it. So a quick recap. 5 steps towards goal setting and achievement. Step number 1 is to feel good now. So always take time for yourself first. Step number 2 is to appreciate what you have. Focus on the positive things in your life. It'll put you in the right mindset. Step number 3 is to visualize what you want. So clearly define it, write it down, put it somewhere you can see. Picture the outcome in your mind and focus on the feeling of having already reached it, and develop 100% belief and 100% excitement towards the reaching of your goals. Step number 4 is to take action, so do it now. And step number 5 is to follow through with perseverance. No matter the obstacles, never give up. And we mentioned 2 bonus steps that'll help you in that direction. So bonus number 1 is thought management. Remind yourself to be thinking about your goals and thinking about goal setting and achievement on a regular basis. Through books is the best way to do it. So constantly be absorbing information about this. And bonus number 2 is to associate with the right people. So people who have reached the level of success that you want and people who also are on the same path as you and heading in the same direction. So I hope you found this video interesting. I encourage you to come back to this video regularly to refresh your memory towards goal setting, and check out the resources in the links below. Click like on this video. It'll appear in your liked videos. You can come back to it easily. I encourage you as well, another good strategy would be to create a goal setting playlist, and you can add this video along with other good videos on YouTube about goal setting, and that way you can consult them regularly. And lastly, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We've been at it for a year now, and we have lots of good content on martial arts techniques and tutorials, and we have tons of good stuff coming up in the future for you as well. So subscribe to our channel if you have not already, and also leave a comment below. If you have any questions or anything to say about this video, please type away and it'll be my pleasure to answer. So till next time, I'm Patrick Fulop. This is Effective Martial Arts, Words of Wisdom.